speakers through the washer, pulled through. So that's how far we've come with science. Back in the day, something went through the washer, got wet, it was donezo. So, pardon. Oh, I haven't logged on for a while, have I? So I want to see. How this is registering. So I got back from Vegas. I did a mushroom farm tour down there. It went well as it could be expected. I don't know if this is gonna let me see. No, it was good. I think I got some good dialogue in. I would argue I could have probably gotten more footage around town, but we'll see how it works out in post. So I do have rye grain berries that have been sterilized. And I got some blue oyster mushroom mycelium. I got some lion's mane mycelium going on. Oh, I'm not even plugged in. I do this. Come on, give me some life. There we go. All right, I think I'm on. Oh, ridiculous. Okay. Amateur hour. Amateur hour. I got dinner here in a minute. But, yeah, I'm going to do a quick rye grain substrate. Get some more of these going. Before I went on my trip, I got about 6 bags of rye grain going. And then I thought that it would colonize too quickly, so I unplugged it. So the farm tour in Vegas went well. I did a walkthrough with the owner of Desert Moon Farms down there. And I was nervous, but I thought it went pretty well. I thought the questions were right. They had a pretty nice setup right outside of downtown Las Vegas. Hello. So they had about 10 different varieties of mushrooms. Now, have you heard of Jesus? I have. So, and yeah, they have about 10 varieties of mushrooms today. I got blue oyster mushroom here. I got lion's mane. I got 6 bags of rye grain berries. They used millet. So I might be switching my substrate to millet. And let's see. I'm gonna try this out. I'm trying to figure out how to rock and roll here. So yeah, the farmer's market emailed me back. They're claiming that there's another mushroom farmer here in town doing the 2 varieties that I'm doing. So I call BS. And I want to call out all farmers markets. You know, anything that's like crunchy, you know, they always look like they're nice, but I feel it's a good old boys club. Behind those organic vegetables is a tyrannical group of crunchy little hippies trying to box me out. So I'm going to play their game, and I'll grow a third variety, and I'll surprise them with that. So we're going to do chestnut mushrooms. So on my tour, that was one of the bigger shockers, was that chestnut mushrooms is one of the biggest sellers for a larger farm. Epic. Okay, well, I might get this out of the way. I might get the rye grain berries out. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this thing's gonna move. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm pretty dormant right now. I don't have any fruiting blocks. I'm gonna be dropping the Vegas Mushroom Farm Tour video probably within 1 to 2 weeks. So I got some pretty good footage. It was a whirlwind. I landed and it was just a madhouse. I went and saw a show with a buddy, and then I was trying to visit this farm, so I was emailing them, and that was awkward because I thought, but they were down, so I showed up, some random dude, and we made some video. So I just did a little Q&A with one of the owners, and then we did a walkthrough of the incubation area. We took a peek in the lab, and then we doubled back. We went to the fruiting chambers. They had 3 fruiting chambers, and we were in the lobby a little bit. So I got some really good mushroom footage. I think I asked the right questions. We'll see how it turns out in post. Like I said, I think I would have liked to get more like footage of the area. My overall impression of Las Vegas actually improved. I felt fairly safe. What am I talking about? I'm talking about, I went to Las Vegas and I did a tour of a mushroom farm that supplies the local culinary scene. And so that's kind of been the big event. That's why I shut down the farm temporarily here, so that I could go down there and do that. But yeah, that video will come out. I got probably 45 minutes of footage. So I'm gonna edit it down into probably an 8-minute Las Vegas mushroom farm piece of content. So, all right, well, today I need to move rye grain berries. Oh, I need to move, I'm gonna put this mycelium, this blue oyster mushroom mycelium, into rye grain berry bags. So I'll get that going. Fire that up. Fire that up. Oh. All right, what am I doing? I gotta clean everything. Yeah, so I'm down south, and all of a sudden I get an email, and they're like, you know that town you're a part of, the town you live in, that small town? Yeah, there's another mushroom farmer. He's growing the exact same variety as you are. I'm like, No, there ain't. No, there ain't. These farmers markets, you think they're wholesome. You think they're looking out for the community. They're just trying to box you out. They're just trying to keep the man down. All right, this should be pretty straightforward. I wiped all this down before. Move the hammer. All right. Now that I was at an actual farm, I just know how difficult this actually is. Alaska has fairly light regulatory hurdles. But I tell you what, yeah, like I was talking to him, I said, well, how many, he works 7 days a week. I think he's planning a vacation, but highly competitive. Yeah, but big things that stuck out to me. Incubation, they use black bags. And they don't use, I've been using rye grain berries. They were using millet. So it's a little bit smaller and holds its own. So this first guy, let's see. I was hoping to do the biggest one. Let's do some lion's manes. So the lion's mane plates have had a lot of condensation going on. I'm not sure what's up with that. As well as I've been putting them in the fridge. So yeah, just a lot of water. I haven't had that issue with any other variety. So like I said, there's some contention here. The Sitka Food Co-op has basically said that they already have lion's mane and oyster mushrooms. I don't think that's actually the case. I think there may be some confusion or some sort of dark, coordinated effort to shut my farm down. So, but we'll give them the benefit of the doubt and just say, okay, there's a little bit of confusion here. But after my trip, I'm going to be moving into chestnut mushrooms. I think that's the score. I think that it's a beautiful mushroom. It's a tasty mushroom. Chefs love it, and it's a little on the unique side. So we'll figure it out. But first things first, I need to get some more cycles going here. The original plan was Halloween, but then they may need to be modified. And like I said, so I'm dropping the Las Vegas mushroom farm tour video 1 to 2 weeks. That is my promise to you. So this is game with this thing is it can get pretty hot. So I'm gonna take lion's mane mycelium right there, and see, it's even dripping. There's just water in it. So I'll do a couple lion's mane. I'll probably do 4 lion's mane, 1 blue oyster. Throw these in the incubation chamber, get them rolling, and get back to doing it. The tent is looking good. I got the DIY humidifier rebuild complete. I'll get the ducting going in the building here and install the fan. That was the other thing about the farm down south that I toured. They don't do ultrasonic humidifiers. They do a different type of vapor. And I think he cited just contamination issues with it. So I've converted the small tent into kind of the incubation tent. Now, big tent will be the fruiting spot. So, holy shit, this thing's probably smoking hot now. Yeah, god damn it. Excuse my language. I always do this. I always cook it. The laminar flow hoods at the farm there, they were actually top down, not front loaded. It's fairly, they had succinct rooms built, and so that's the other thing that I'm behind the mark on. I only have one fruiting tent, so if I want to clean this, what am I going to do? God, this thing is scorching. So this is my theory on farmers markets. I think they are an elitist front for groups of individuals who shelter themselves with vegetables and various homemade products, right? And so now they're trying to act as a gatekeeper to some world of health or economic, environmental stewardship, right? So you think, oh, this is great, and then they start blocking you out. And then you think, oh, it's not that you need to supply produce that's high quality, dependable, consistent. Now we've gone into the realm of like, oh, you have to fit some sort of farmers market doctrine, and then we accept you into the crunchy, we love our planet, we love our community idea. So the timing was just, I go down south, I'm dropping shorts, and then all of a sudden I get the email, and they're like, well, we already got those mushrooms. I'm like, I live in this town. Nobody's growing these mushrooms. It's too small. I would know. And so it's like, all right, this is just kind of flagrant. And then they're like, oh, but we would love if you grew another one. It's like, okay, but there's that bogus kind of passive-aggressive produce lies. Ouch. Yep, I did it again. You see, I cooked this thing too hot. Yeah, right now what I'm doing, I'm just throwing some lion's mane into some rye grain berries. I'm going to throw some blue oyster into some rye grain berries, get those going. So hopefully I can have a pretty good cycle of fungi here by Halloween. Yeah, so like I said, Las Vegas Mushroom Farm Tour video, I'm dropping that in about a week or two. I got all the footage, it's just got to get edited down. I'm going to also I'm going to try to get a Houston farm to let me come through and do a video. So I've got kind of the structure of what I want it to look like. I think this is going to work. I'm just fine-tuning audio and some elements of the videotaping process. Yeah, see, so now it gets too cool. So we're just gonna zap it again one more time. And then you know what I end up doing is I end up touching it to test if it's not scorching again. Let's just take this out for a second. Yeah, I don't know. This thing's just... I need a tutorial on how to use the sterilizer, I guess. Yeah, so I hit the ground running. I came in, God, it was like Friday night, late, looking for the hotel, and it was just a party scene outside. I get into my hotel. There's no hiding from it. I mean, it was bumping until 3 or 4 in the morning. Saturday was pretty chill. I went and saw a show at the Sphere. I'm impressed. And then Sunday was the tour. And then Monday morning, I think I was out of there. Yeah, Monday morning. It was like a whirlwind. So I'd do it more. It was a benefit. I was kind of like, a buddy of mine wanted to ask me to go down there in the spring. I'll say yes to anything in the spring. And then I was like, man, I bought this ticket, I got all this stuff. So, and that's when I emailed the farm. I was like, hey, I'm gonna be down there. Can I just stop in and videotape your goods, videotape your wares, ask you some questions? Like I said, I was nervous in the beginning. It was a huge hurdle though. It's like I was approaching a stranger, asking them if I could make a documentary on a business. I'm from out of town, right? Everyone's kind of like, oh, I have to do this. You know, if these poor business owners, it's like they have to. There's no way out of it. If you want to be competitive in marketing, like you need to start making content. And so, yeah, people are responsive. They're like, sure. Especially, I'm going to do all the editing, and I did all the other things. So it'll go on my channel. But for the most part, they're getting, you know, for 45 minutes of their day. That's all it took. You know, of course, he doesn't know if I'm going to offer a quality product. So there is a little bit of a risk, but I mean, I think I nailed it, right? Okay, so what do we got here? Let's fire this up. Here we go. This is, see, I'm even going to, see, there's just water when the lion's mane does this. So it looks a little slimy. I've basically gone, let me get in front of the fan a little bit more. I've gone to just doing quarters. I throw it in there and break it up, post. So these are still, these were refrigerated. Okay. Gonna attempt to capture a little bit of air in there. What the hell is this? Right, and the air just allows me to maneuver. Oh, I got a giant wedge on the, there we go, got it. All right, something like that. Real crisp seal. Still exciting. So essentially, and like I said, the farm that I went and visited, they're using millet. So I may be experienced, you know, just checking it out. Rye grain berries, that's what I've been using from the beginning. So, a friendly knock around. This lion's mane mycelium's been in the fridge So it may still be kind of dormant, if that. It's been there for a while. I didn't ask too much about like a culture bank. They predominantly go liquid culture. So when I'm scaling, I may need to go to liquid cultures, but what am I doing? All right, let's do another lion's mane. All right, a little bit of condensation there. Yes, this will be good. I mean, I can order plates of mycelium for pretty cheap. And so there we go. I'm going to give this guy a little bit more love on the sterilizer here. Let's give it a beat. Yeah, so things are moving on at a good clip. I'm pretty proud of myself, you know, I mean, when I went to this, so I showed up to a stranger's business, convinced them to allow me to make a small documentary on their operation. Did it well in a city I am foreign to. And so, yeah, I'm calling it a win. I mean, I'm exhausted this whole morning. I'm just kind of laying down. But yeah, Las Vegas mushroom tour dropping 1 to 2 weeks from today. I think by Monday or Tuesday, all video's been completed. I did a little recap down at the beach. And so that'll be good B-roll. I was hoping more. I did find some street performers. I didn't get them to like mess with me. In fact, I didn't really want them to. Okay, lion's mane, mycelium, plate, growing on agar. That looks nice. That looks really nice right there. Okay, get in front of the laminar a little bit, do around the horn. Like I said, I'm doing quarters now. And once they're in the bag, then I break them up from there. Less is more. Schnikes. These are rye grain berries. I might be going to millet. Sterilized 90 minutes, 15 PSI. Whoop. Oh yeah, missed it. I try to create a little bit of an air pocket in here so that everything's move around a little bit better. I'm having some issues with the bulk substrate. I'm not, wow, that's nice. Okay, almost too much. Yeah, so it seems a little aggressive to break it up once it's in there, but this is what we're doing. And this is nice. I like how it's moving free. Sometimes it's like very suctioned in. That'll work, huh? Yeah, just kind of throwing things together. Let's see, we'll do two more lion's mane, and then we'll close it off with a blue oyster mushroom. Contamination. All right. Okay. This one seems a little bit more wet, a little more tight. Ah! Yeah, so we'll see how this farmers markets drama. This is lion's mane. I have eaten lion's mane mushrooms, yes. It's delicious. It has the texture of like a Dungeness crab. Has kind of almost a rubbery, not in a bad way, but it has kind of a little bit of a spring to it when you're chewing on it. Yeah, delicious. It's a delicious mushroom. I'm excited to be able to provide it to the town. Like I said, though, the drama in lies that they're saying they already have it. And I'm saying, no, you don't. Yeah, so there's parts of the farm tour that I did that I wish I could have done a little differently, but nothing's perfect. Part of me says, if I can prove it to work, then maybe I'll ask him if I can come back next year, right? So I'm also going to Houston around Christmas time. I want to do, so I'm gonna hit some mushroom farms down there and see if they want to do a little collab. The other thing about the fruiting rooms is they had multiple varieties. They had pink oysters growing with lion's mane. So the substrate, there's a lot of different recipes for substrate, but for the most part, I think the growing area was pretty universal. I'll have to go to footage. It was kind of loud in the tent area. So like I said, I'll be dropping the Las Vegas Mushroom Farm Tour video in a week or two. I'm pretty proud of it. It has yet to get any post editing though, so we'll see how it works. And then we'll go from there. Okay. Yep. Another thing about obsessively washing your hands with rubbing alcohol, you have to like kind of. All right, so one more lion's mane. I'll do a blue oyster mushroom. Life is good. Wind got a little crazy last night. Cleaned out the gutters. Yeah, so I don't see any no contamination. This has probably been in the fridge for a while. It could still be dormant, but we'll see how these pan out. I'll probably buy some fresh mycelium plates in the next week or so. I want to get some chestnut mushrooms going. Yeah, and it's just been kind of a messy launch. I think this is a kind of a slow launch. Crap. Let me see if I can. There we go. Got it in. But I'm just going to keep growing and or not growing mushrooms and taking tours until it works. Come a long way. I find that people are actually always like suggesting that I give up. Isn't that kind of the funniest? Not even online. Not even like trolling. It's like people I know. They're like, well, you can always give up. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, why is that such an exciting option for you? And what am I going to give up anyways? It's not like I'm really... What else am I going to do other than hang out in my garage? All right. All right, blue oyster mushrooms here. Let's get this thing sanitized a little bit. Get these guys going. Like I said, so the legit farm I just went to, they had an entire room for the incubation process. I've got 2 totes. So I'm converting another tent into the incubation area, kind of like secondary step before the fruiting tent. All right, come on. What is this? There we go again. But moving. So I got blue oyster mushroom mycelium here, and I'm going to put that in a bag of rye grain berries. Nope, this is blue oyster mushrooms. This is the substrate. This is rye grain berries. I'm getting this going. I'll put it in my little incubation totes. I got a whole fruiting tent operational. I shut everything down because I went to Vegas to do a mushroom farm tour down there. No, they do not. And so the farm tour in Vegas, that video's dropping in a week or 2. Stay tuned. I think that will be eye-opening to what scaling a mushroom farm looks like. So I thought it was great. Like I said, I was kind of terrified. It was just very awkward for me to just kind of talk to a stranger. And then talking on camera is strange anyways. And then I'm like interviewing. Yeah, watch away. Glad. I guess that's the point, right? Haven't done a live stream in a while. But shorts are going well. You know, I think I've had a lot of success with my short form content. But I'm really looking forward to it. This will be my first full-blown, I think, legit, long. I'm hoping to put an 8 minutes together on me at this farm down south. This is exciting. And then we have the unfolding drama of the farmer's market. Stay tuned for that. Nobody wants to watch the blue oyster mushroom get transferred. I see how it is. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Like a fluffy pillow. All right. what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. Yeah, contamination with Petri dishes, virtually non-existent. Knock on wood. All right. Oh yeah. Moving forward. Gonna get the impulse heat sealer going on here. And lock and load. I hope I got it in there straight. As soon as it clicks, nice, nice. Yeah, so like I said, I might be moving from rye grain to millet. I got 5 bags of lion's mane going here. I got 1 bag of blue oyster mushroom. Vegas farm tour video, that's dropping in a week. Plus, maybe a week or 2. I got all the video done. I just got to do some post editing, but make sure this thing's off. That's probably the biggest fire danger we got. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm pooped. Last week was intense. We got great footage though. Like I said, they had room, but they didn't have a lot. I would say, all right, so compared to my garage, their farm was about 3 times the size. So that's not a lot. And you know, the rotation, the ability to clean. I think the roof was a little higher. They had more. They were able to. Their exhaust systems could be structured that way. Incubation, I've got 2 totes. They had an entire room. They used black bags. They used millet. Their laminar flow hood was top down, whereas mine's more of a front load. They used liquid cultures. So if you're scaling a mushroom farm, it's almost inevitable that you're going to be working with liquid cultures. 10 different varieties. I think he said maybe 3 different substrate recipes. I had some beautiful shots of lion's mane. They had pink oyster, as well as chestnut mushrooms. So I'll be going into that realm soon. I think that will be the variety of choice. And yeah, wrapped up. I was ready to go. 45 minutes, ran in there, made a bunch of video. Talked to him, asked some questions, got some shots. Took some B-roll. Flew around, came back to Alaska. Wrapped up some narrating. And yeah, I'm just trying to get back into the swing of it. Try to get some shorts in. So, but essentially what I did today was I took some mycelium off of Petri dishes. I threw them in some bags of rye grain berries. We'll get those going and get some bulk substrate. Hopefully I'll have some batches going here by Halloween. The plan was to have a viable product by Halloween. Now the farmer's market's telling me that there's some sort of political angle that I got to figure out. And in that regard, everybody can go to hell. I think it's pretty shifty to have I don't know what we're competing for, right? I got the product, I got the quality product. What am I trying to do? Is there some sort of like social hierarchy within the farmer's market now, within the co-op? Okay, is this like, do I need to reach some sort of vegetable rank before I'm accepted into the crunchy, you know, dirt people's world? You know, we don't even have that many vegetables up here. It's usually like people selling candles and stuff, or pots. It's like, it's not a farmer's market unless you got vegetables. And then, you know, with mushrooms, the email was just strangely timed. And then they're like, I'm growing 2 varieties. And then they say, oh, we've got those exact 2. Nobody else is growing mushrooms in this town. It's small enough I would know if they were. And then who would say that they would pick the exact same varieties? And so they tell me to grow different ones. It's like, I feel like we're already on a lie here. I think we're already on some sort of strange path. So yeah, so that'll be, I'm going to try to get a farm in Houston lined up for the holidays so I can tour them down there when I'm visiting my folks. And then I'm going to do the post-editing for the Las Vegas tour this week. I'll drop that video in a week or 2, and that'll be kind of a long form. I'm going to get back into daily shorts, get these rye grain berries. This should be, if all goes well, this should be in 8 days or so. This will be fairly fully colonized. I'll do a break and shake. 3 days after that, I'll move it to bulk substrate, master's mix. Get it into the tent. I got the lights. I got the humidity set up. I should probably clean it while it's empty right now. I got CO2 exhaust. It's killer. It's winter. I fired up the radiant heater. Life is good. Life is good. So we will prevail through the farmers market's drama. I will continue to book more mushroom farm tours across the country. And I'm hunkering down for an Alaskan winter in my garage. This is where I should be. The summer, it didn't feel very natural. When it got sunny out, I felt kind of, yeah, it was hard to be inside. So, but wintertime, this is my hour. This is my time to be in the garage, growing mushrooms. I'm all set. So, I might need to look into some new filters for the laminar flow hood. Make sure I'm not falling behind on that. But yeah, cleanliness is going well. And like, you know, think about where I've come from. This garage was destroyed January. So in 8 months, well, maybe I'm not that far, but I've made some good runs here. And in theory, Halloween farmers market was the goal, which is still a goal. But in reality, the big wave is that I'm ready by cruise ship season 2026. So like May 1st, restaurants, I think that's the go time. So, but I've got all winter to lock her down. Yeah. All right. I should probably go eat. I'm all done here. I'll put the rye grain berries in the incubation chamber. Las Vegas mushroom farm tour, movie, video, drop in this week or the next. All the footage is in. I'm pretty proud of it. It's a real eye-opener. I'll be back on my game here pretty soon. And yeah, things are going pretty well. So appreciate everybody's time. Wonder what's for dinner. Wasn't as windy today, but all right, be well, stay safe.